Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. How you guys doing? Today on Streamin Demons with my very special co-host Voodoo Priestess. Say hello.
Hello.
And back by popular demand or Box being sick, our very special guest Audrey.
Evening, gents.
Awesome. So if you are brand new to Streamin Demons, that is okay. We'll walk you through it. We pick 3 movies. 1 movie you have to rent. 1 movie, apparently it could be from a video store with VHS tapes, as we found out last week. 1 movie that has to be brand new to streaming, and 1 movie that's kind of like just on streaming somewhere, is there. All right. Today we have some exciting movies, and since Audrey's our guest, we always let our guests go first. Audrey, take it away.
Okay, so I watched Sweet Home. I had streaming, and this one's been on Netflix for only about a month or so. Like end of December, it came on Netflix, and it's sort of like a zombie invasion show, except instead of zombies, they're monsters.
Wait. Is this the Korean one?
Yes, this is the Korean one.
This is a Korean one, and the guy lives like in a apartment complex. Is this the one?
Yeah, like this is like the very first day he moves in, this starts happening.
Oh, and there's that creepy janitor-looking dude, and the guy's like,
yeah, he's the security guard. Yeah.
Good. Okay, I know which one you're talking about now. Go for it. This is amazing. I was just watching this last week.
Yes, it is amazing. Like the first 5 minutes alone will blow your mind because you have no idea what's happening, but like the whole Korean army's there and it's snowing and the choreography is just beautiful. Like the cinematography, it's gorgeous. And like there's charred bodies of monsters on the grounds and he walks out of this building and he's like covered in blood. Oh, this is Hugh's son. He's like sort of the main character, but not really the main character because it's more of an ensemble cast. And so like this is happening in September, flashback to August. Whereas
hold on. I can do this. So it's happening in September.
Well, the show starts in September and then it flashes back to August. So wait.
I can do March. No, hold on. Let me do it. January, February. What's March, right? March, April, May, flowers. Hold on. Okay, so August comes before September, so it's like a flashback.
Yes, that's what
Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it now. I thought it was like after September, it's like a flash forward, but that's just storytelling.
So
right?
The show starts and then like flashback to the month before when everything was normal, and he's moving into this new apartment building called Green Home. And this poor kid, he's got so many issues. I mean,
Green Acres.
Green Home.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was doing the claps like.
No, it is a huge apartment building, but it's kind of run down. It's like older-ish. It's like 70s maybe, and like it's kind of crappy. And the people that live there, well, different, we'll say that.
Different but because they're Korean?
No,
that's pretty racist.
Kind of weird. Kind of weird, just in general.
So are they more like that janitor who is weird as hell?
Kind of. Although I feel bad for that dude because everybody treats him like crap.
Oh, he's like a pedo or something like that, man.
I don't know why.
He's like spying on little girls. Maybe I just read into that. Is he really spying on the people there? Or?
I don't think it's that. I mean, that's kind of his job. He's a security guard.
Oh, that's right. He's like, oh, that's right. He's like the security guard that gets yelled at for like falling asleep for like 5 minutes as a break.
Yeah, and like one of the like residents of the thing gives him like a whole thing full of like dead fish. I'm like, dead like rotten fish. I was like, wow.
I gave Voodoo Priestess that for her birthday once.
It's true.
Like,
I hope it didn't make her nose bleed.
What she did with him, I don't know. Was it I don't know. But no judgment, no kink shaming. It's
anyway,
okay,
poor Hyun Soo, he's depressed and suicidal, and like he goes up on the roof and he's gonna jump, and like one of the other residents is up there ballet dancing, and which distracts him, obviously, as it would pretty much anybody. And the first episode is just introducing all these people like in the building kind of, and then things start to go crazy because like later on in the episode, everybody's like sort of downstairs in the lobby, and all the security gates are closed, and they can't get out of the building, and they're like, "Where's the security guard?" And, like, nobody knows. But, like, yeah, they break into the security office, open the gates, and of course, hey, there's monsters out there. Somebody closed the gates for a reason.
You think they look outside first? I mean...
Well, they didn't see it, because it sort of walked up once the security gate was closed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Once it opened up. So, yeah, and yeah, Hyun-soo, like, his neighbor lady, he's like, he can hear her through the walls, and she comes to his door, and she's like, "Hey, I need some help. There's blood all over the place, and my cat is dead, and and could you let me in?" And he's like, maybe not. I'll call the police. And she's like, no, you need to let me in. And then, like, of course, she, like, starts bleeding profusely from her nose. I'm like, and that's what signals you're a monster, apparently. It's like, you get a nosebleed, but it's not like a normal nosebleed. It's like a gushing, worst day of your period kind of nosebleed. It is really bad.
And fish do that?
Fish? What? No, this is his neighbor.
Voodoo put fish up her nose and made a nosebleed?
No.
Am I watching the wrong movie now?
Probably.
You are.
But, like, yeah, there's so many good characters, and I don't know everybody's name yet, because they all don't know each other, and, like, some just call them, like, hey, there's the military guy, and the guy that owns the supermarket who's a real dick, and then, like, his neighbor who's, I call him, like, he sort of reminds me of Pain. He's like a wheelchair Rambo. He, like...
Pain? Is a wheelchair Rambo?
Well, he drinks this beer that's just like the brand name is Cold One.
Cold One.
That's like the name of the brand of the beer.
Like,
but yeah, beer. He's in a wheelchair, but he's like a vet, and he kind of jerry rigs like weapons, because this is Korea, no guns really. So like he makes a gun out of a crutch to blow these monsters away. And the thing I like most about this is all the monsters are very unique. It's not like one specific type of monster. Right. Every monster is different, and every monster will kill you in different ways. And so far, they haven't figured out how to kill the monsters. Because, I mean, they cut their heads off, and they, like, throw them out windows, and they still don't die. They keep coming back. It's
like Jason.
Kind of, yeah.
All sorts of things to him. Except for the first one. Then that kid just, like, he's too weak to swim. It was really easy to kill Jason in his first one, by the way.
Well, he wasn't in the first one.
He is. Well,
in the very, very end. But
the movie's from the 80s. If you haven't watched the very first Friday the 13th yet, we won't spoil it, but like 35 years later, maybe we could have said, Evie is never. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. Evie has to like rent them on Betamax. Voodoo Priestess has to rent them on Betamax, so they have not seen Friday the 13th yet. Sorry, Voodoo, didn't want to spoil it for you. My bad. So you just all suck. This is a series of how many in a series?
There's 10 episodes. They average from about like 45 minutes to an hour each. Mm-hmm. And as far as I know, I don't think they've announced a second season yet. It's based on a webtoon, and I think the webtoon is done.
Wow. And
the webtoon kind of goes through the first season.
Is Netflix just picking up webtoons now?
Well, from Korea, yes. This had like, oh god, I forget what it said, like 1-point-something billion views, like the webtoon did. And this is the only Korean show that's actually hit Netflix's top 10 so far. Because it was on the top 10 for a couple of weeks when it first dropped.
Your top 10 or my top 10? Because I think the other Korean was in my top 10.
Netflix's top 10?
Well, the
one he's talking about, the uncanny counter thing.
Yeah.
Oh, was that in the top 10? Okay, you do.
Honestly, everything keeps like bouncing around from Netflix's top 10. For a minute there, the Korean TV show Black was on there. And then it went away, and then like a month later, it popped back up on there. So
I wonder if they're just lying to push new content or old content. Try please, we spent a lot of money on this. Watch this once.
That might be.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah, I learned today. I think on some sort of like gaming news, probably I don't know, CNET, or Game Radar or something like that. Netflix counts streams as watched if you just go into 2 minutes of it. So their top 10 algorithm is a little bit funky. If you let something go for 2 minutes, it counts it as like a positive thing. Like, yay, we got the numbers. And it could be complete trash. You know, it could be just like something you left on and walked away from. Like, oh my God, it's horrible. So top 10s, yeah. Okay. Now, go for it, Voodoo.
I was going to say that would explain the Winx Club saga thing. But,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Who's gonna review
I
that
started
one?
watching that one. I started watching that one.
Did you watch at least 2 minutes of it?
My masculinity won't let me say how much have I watched of it, but it was not bad from what I saw. I think I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't watch like half of it really, but it's got kids in it. Not like it's a kids in school thing, right? They're all in school and they all have like fire and flame and no. That's it, right?
You're not wrong.
Weren't they fairies in the original one?
They were magical fairies.
Yeah, that's what I thought so.
Aren't we all? So maybe next week we'll watch that one. But for this week, Audrey, how many Cthulhu's do you give the, what was it, Night Shift? No. Damn.
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home.
Yes. I'm gonna give it 4.9999, and the only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because
subtitles.
Well, the subtitles, because they aren't quite as thorough as I'd like. Because like a lot of times people are looking at their phones and they have emergency alerts and stuff, and it won't tell you what the whole thing says. It will just say emergency alert. Yeah. But like there is a dub of it.
Oh, is there really?
Yes, it comes with a dub if you really want to watch it.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that dubbed.
I was not watching in the dub.
I am completely dubbing watching that shit, man. Don't worry. That's a lot of noise, Baba Booey. So that's a huge start. That's a huge start. My God.
I really like it. I watched one episode of it. I immediately had to watch another one, and after we get done here, I'll probably watch the third one. So. Wow, I'm really enjoying it.
I started watching it and I got through like the first episode and then I watched the other one. That's what happened. The Winx Club. No, not the Winx Club. The Caretakers. Or what was it? The Counter. Like I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. Like I said Caretaker 5 times. The Counters.
Counter.
Damn it. And now I'm doing it. I'm doing a Voodoo. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, so I thought they were the same one. I couldn't figure out, like, what the hell is this the same one? Now, very, very cool. Voodoo, you're next, because I think following a 4.9999.
Yeah. So, my thing was old, and the old thing I chose was an old TV series called Lights Out.
Oh, it's a TV show?
Yes, it's the TV show from 1946.
Oh, we thought it was like that movie where they got that black guy in the middle of a basement and he can't escape. What was it?
No, that was a different movie.
That was a different movie. But not about the movie, or the movie about the guy who couldn't talk or couldn't see or something like that?
There is a movie called Lights Out, but that's not what Evie watched.
Yeah.
We all thought, that's why I thought you were doing the new Evie. Or,
what?
Sorry, Voodoo. That's what we thought we were doing the new Voodoo, because you said Lights Out. We thought it was Lights Out from, like, 2020-ish.
No. I said it was old.
Well, you also said you rented something brand new and it's like a VHS tape, so I don't know.
Okay.
What do you want?
Well, they do sell VHS tapes of new movies now. Like Arrow does, I think.
They do. I saw that.
Yeah, you can get a VHS tape of Mandy if you want.
I'm not falling for that Mandy Gambit no more. I know it's not the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, nor the John Wick one. I'm not falling for it.
Tell us about your movie, Evie.
Yeah, or TV show from 1947.
1946. So it's actually based off a radio drama.
Uh-oh.
And it's an anthology horror series in the way it's really a lot like the Twilight Zone. Each episode is kind of bookended by Frank Gallup narrating certain things, and then the story starts, and it always changes, and they're not really that connected at all, except for the narrator.
So the narrator's the same. Does he set up the story like, remember that one day in class we all had to go in front of the teacher and she spanked your hiney with a ruler? Well, what would happen if you were the ruler instead of the teacher or the child? And it's like about a ruler, No? I have no. That's a new Netflix show for me. I'm gonna watch it. Capital punishment by the ruler's point of view. No? Okay.
It's not quite like that. He's basically, Frank Gallup is like a floating head that just sort of
Max Headroom
talks and stuff, and then at the end he blows out a candle. Lights out.
So that's where they get the whole TV series from, because it's lights out, because they're about to do it spooky, right? How spooky is this stuff?
Honestly, it's not that spooky. What strikes me is there's organs, like really sinister soap opera organs that always have these spikes in them, and it's really interesting to watch just because it's like old TV, and it's not boring, but it's also kind of over the top a little bit.
So, describe the first episode that you watched.
The first episode is The Faceless Man.
Faceless Man.
Yes, and basically what happens there is a guy pays to get plastic surgery done on his face. And then he's like, hey, doc, destroy all the evidence that my old face looked like something else. And the guy's like, no, can't do, because, in case the police need to ask me about it, or just to show off to other people what it's like. And he's like, okay, and murders him. Dun, dun, dun. And
he murders the doctor?
He murders the doctor, because he won't get rid of the evidence that he was there.
Oh, that's not good.
And once he's leaving the doctor's office, he runs into somebody who is completely wrapped and bandaged his face. And the guy tells him that he knows what he did, and he won't say anything, but all he wants is a companion. So the first episode is this guy going about his life, conducting his business, and returning to his room to speak with his companion. Dun, dun, dun.
Wait. So, what part's the horror part? Is it like the guy kills... So, the guy has a facelift, he kills the doctor, and his punishment is to have to hang out with another dude?
Well, if I told you more, it'd be spoiling, so do you want me
Okay.
to just...
No spoilers. No, you're right. No spoilers. I'm just trying... But it does get horrible, right? It does...
Yeah, it's like supernatural and horror stories, and what progresses from what happened is where the horror comes in.
Very cool. Very, very cool. This is all black and white, or is it recorded?
Yes, it's all black and white.
Cool.
My copies of them, the quality is straight up crap. So you can, I think these are, all the episodes are pretty much on YouTube though. They might be in better quality.
Streaming any way you can get them now.
Yes.
What were you watching them on? Were you watching them on like VHS or Betamax or?
Laser?
Please. I have a DVD that was like copied off that was, I'm pretty sure, copied off old VHS because they still have like commercials.
So you went and bought them like a Kmart where they used to have like that one bin of like obviously pirated material, like Pinocchio and it's like, or Aladdin and the genie's like orange.
Or you just bought it from a guy off the street?
Yes.
Basically. Bought it from the 7-Eleven.
But it sounds like it must be, I don't know if I've ever heard of it before, but obviously somebody that wrote Face Off did, because it sounds like Face Off ripped off the first episode.
I was actually thinking
actually,
in this.
that actually pretty much is.
Well, yeah, there you go.
No spoilers, but if you've seen Face Off, well, you've seen them all. Okay, what would you give the series Voodoo Priestess? What would you give out of 5 Cthulhus?
Probably like 3.5, just for their
Commercials? I like to see old-time commercials when everyone's smoking cigarettes and drinking hash.
I was gonna say
on.
it's old-time charm. Like,
Old
the
time.
stories themselves are pretty solid. They're nothing super special, but they're entertaining enough, and again, you're watching an old thing, and it's just kind of nice to see.
So it's just like Pain, to bring up the Audrey thing again. Just watching the old thing, and wait, you said nice to see. Never mind.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work.
So how many episodes was it? Or is it?
387.
I have 18. I
wow.
think it was just 18 episodes.
That is cool. No, that is pretty cool. It's a good find. And it kind of goes through the really old motif that we're looking for. So that's awesome sauce. You have to stream it on YouTube to see him. And what was it? It's Lights Out, right?
Yeah, Lights Out and Other Supernatural Tales is probably the best way you're going to be able to find them.
Oh, very, very cool. And you did a pretty high praise for you. High praise. And that, unfortunately, leaves me. All right, so today I found out you can't rent Freaky. And, or apparently, what was the one you wanted me to watch, Audrey?
Oh,
the one with the
Bigfoot versus the Illuminati.
Yeah, Bigfoot versus. I was gonna watch that. I was absolutely down for that, even though IMDb gave like a half a star. I'm like, screw it, I'm down for it. Let's do it. And Canada said no. And then Brannick gave me one, and Canada said no as well. So if you're in Canada, follow my lead. I rented The Empty Man. The Empty Man for $6.99 Canadian, which is like, I don't know, $3, $4 US. I don't know. And it is a 2020 movie, but it's brand new to rental. So if you have Amazon, I rented mine from Amazon Prime. No big dealio. Let's go. Now, I will give you a warning that I wish someone gave me, but I am doing this, adventure for you guys. If you watch the trailer on Amazon, you go, oh, it's a movie about some kids getting up to shenanigans and something happens. And then you start watching the movie, and you're like, what the hell is this? It's like 4 people hiking through what now? No. The trailer looks nothing like the movie, which is okay. It's not like we talked about New Mutants and the trailer looked nothing like the movie because the trailers changed like 15 times and the movie changed 85 times. No, this is just story building suspense. It all kind of fits in, don't worry. Now, the first thing that hits me, I'll read this from the IMDb page. On the trail of a missing girl, an ex-cop comes across a secretive group attempting to summon a terrifying supernatural entity. And it's directed by the writer, which is David Pryor. It is really well acted. You can struggle to find a poor acting job in this movie. It's a great hook. You're interested from the get-go. And it is a well-shot, for the most part, well-shot. When I say the most part, there's some things that they were doing some very cool special effects, but some of it made me kind of go wheezy dizzy in this, and that just might be me. And there is one spot I have to let people know, and I'm kind of surprised that they don't let anyone know on the page or as a warning. There are some flashing lights. So if you have seizures, skip this one. You're welcome. This is weird with the keywords: stabbed to death, suicide, bare breast, sexting, female nudity. Those are the keywords. I don't know if I agree with that. I think this keyword should be a lot better than that. It is the story of the empty man. Okay. And it is a rated R, and it's a true rated R. You're going to see some stuff that's cool as hell, man. So this empty man, right? What do you think of? Audrey, what do you think of when you hear the word empty? Man.
Probably, is he played by Doug Jones? It would be my first question.
You know what? No. Surprisingly enough, no. Doug Jones was not in this movie. That's a good thing.
That's pretty impressive. He's not in the movie.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
But he's empty, so maybe the man's not really there, and that's why Doug Jones isn't there.
Man, right. But there you go. An empty man. You dig. If you drink a beer and you drink it, what's that empty thing, hint, called? It's an empty. Your beer bottle is called an empty, man. So, you're drinking it, and you blow on it. Do you drink? Audrey?
Yeah, sometimes. I drink Momo beer.
You drink Momo beer?
Yes.
What the shit's a Momo beer?
It's Momo beer.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't tell PAYNE that. He'll probably want the sponsor for that. No. Okay, so if you're blow, the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the old beer jug thing. That is 100% kind of what this movie means by that. That's how you summon the demon. You blow on a bottle.
Is it really?
It sincerely is. It sincerely is.
Wouldn't people do that by accident, constantly though?
But you have to think of the demon. It's an act of confirmation versus an accident. It's like, I know, hell. If you think of Hellraiser and the little puzzle box, are like a bottle you blow on, you think everyone just be torn apart by Cenobites by now. So it's kind of like, oh no. Fingers didn't call us, intentions did, Kirsty. We're coming after your ass. It's kind of like that. It's the intention that calls, not the accidental blowing, which is the title of my sex tape. But really,
the blowing's more like a ritual, is what you're saying.
That was a sequel to my sex tape. Tough crowd, but thank you. It's got some cool actresses and actors in it. It's wonderfully done. Marin Ireland's in it. And, and then we have James Badge is in it. And we've got, some other people else I can't really say names. Aaron Poole is in it too. They've had a bunch of people right there. Now, it's more meta than just empty beer, by the way. Their high school is called Jacques Derrida High School. I want to Google if that's even a thing. Because that would be the first, Jacques Derrida High School? Where the fuck did they go to school at? Well, obviously, Jacques Derrida High School, man. Pay attention. It is a bit philosophy, too. And they do play with a lot of philosophical concepts. So if you're going for a pure jump scare, probably not the movie for you. It's not the movie. It's got a couple, maybe one or two semi-jumps in there. Not the movie for you. If you're going for a psychological burn, definitely the movie for you. All right. A little bit of a drama, movie for you. Missing girl, movie for you. Some sort of weird fucking Nazi Holocaustic ET with spirituality thrown in for the hell of it, maybe the movie for you. If you like teddy bears that move by themselves, maybe the movie for you. If you like ex-cops who are like, dude, where's my gun? And you're like, I don't know why. You just got chased down by people. Why don't you get a fucking gun, dude? You're the only ex-cop in the world without a gun. Maybe the movie for you. If you like really smartly written, I have to say, IMDb, shame on you guys. Shame. 5.7 IMDb out of 10. Shame, shame, shame. No. This is a smartly written by David Pryor. Great directing, awesome acting. I'm going to have to give this one. And I paid $6.99 Canadian for this. Worth it. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Cthulhus. Crime, drama, horror, all together. It makes you care about the characters, makes you think a bit, you get inside of it. 5 out of 5 Cthulhus. The Empty Man. If you got $6, go see it. If you want to wait until it gets on streaming, you're a pussy. I mean, you can see that way too. On Netflix or later on, maybe. But if you got $6 Canadian, throw it out in the wind. Why not? That is all we can say about the Empty Man. So, who wants to wrap this up? Who wants to wrap this up? We have the brand new, which was Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
We had the very, very, very old, which is Voodoo Priestess, and we had the rental. And I might want to amend it to like 4.5 Cthulhus, but I was feeling peer pressure by Audrey's 4.9999. And damn it, the acting is really good on this one. So, I was watching a High School Musical with zombies like yesterday. Comparatively speaking, this is like a masterpiece.
I judge you.
Well, I heard someone describe it. It's like it sort of reminds them of J-horror. Would you agree with that one? Like Japanese horror movies?
Which
more atmospheric and...
Not the musical one, but this one, The Empty Man?
Yeah, no.
I'm like...
The Empty Man.
The musical reminded me of a shitty movie. Oh, The Empty Man, I just read a J-horror. I like J-horror. What the fuck hip-hop shit is this? It's like J-Wow now? Is that a new band or something like that? Okay. Japanese horror. Yeah, it's more of a psych twist. I'll go in for that. Yeah. It's more of a psych twist at 2 hours and 17 minutes. I definitely didn't leave out the third act. I can't even spoil it because I don't know how it ends. I had to run this recording. I have no idea how this ends. That's how good this movie is. I was like, you know what? I'm giving it 4.5 to 5-ish. No problems. No idea how the third act ends. Who cares about the third act? As someone would say. I won't do any catchphrases here. Don't want to someone that way. So if you got the cash, you got the do-re-mi, go to Amazon Prime, hunker it down, watch it, after WandaVision, of course. Watch it, 2 hours, 17. It's great. It's absolutely great. And if you don't like it, you can blame me, and I will refund absolutely nobody, because screw you guys, you're an adult or some kid with your credit card of a parent, and you made your own purchases. That's it. So, with that said, Audrey, what do you want to plug?
I'll plug the Trevor Project because it relates to my show. And as much as I like Sweet Home, mind the trigger warnings. And, if the main character had the Trevor Project, then maybe things wouldn't have turned out the way they did. So.
Really?
Well, possibly. The Trevor Project has a 24/7 suicide hotline.
Suicide hotline.
Yeah.
Now, are you sure it kind of goes that way?
The show?
The show.
Well, no, I don't know for sure because I haven't seen the entire thing yet.
You think it helps out? And by the way, if you are needing a lifeline and you are LGBTQ youth, go call the Trevor Project. We are a big sponsor. I guess we don't sponsor them except for when we give them money and stuff. We're big fans. And it's 1-866-488-7386. Again, that number is 1-866-488-7386. That means if you're feeling suicidal or a young person in crisis or just in need of a safe and judgment-free place to call. That's 1-866-488-7386. Great plug, Audrey. Voodoo Priestess, what would you like to plug?
I hate it when you guys plug charities because then it makes me feel like I'm a horrible person.
You plug Dear
Do you not know any charities?
Of course I know about charities. There's
Exactly. Sure.
Shut up.
I can put all the Bloody Mary dead space in that answer. They're like... Yeah.
I would like to plug
Momo beer. Plug that Momo beer, Jimbo. That's not even my turn, man. Calm down. What'd you plug?
Yeah, I would like to plug his mouth with something where he can't talk anymore, but that's probably not going to happen. So
I got headphones on now. I learned.
You suck.
You suck.
You suck. I will plug our website, HauntedMTL. Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
.com.
Which has lots of links to things that you can donate to, like the Trevor Project.
Absolutely. We got
great
links.
plug, Evie.
We got Trevor Project. I'm a big fan of the comic book, the Legal Defense Fund. Oh boy, comic book. You know what? That's what I'm gonna plug. It's something that is near to my heart. It's the Trevor Project is too. Obviously, it wouldn't be on my site otherwise. But it's going to be the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund.org, cbldf.org. I just had a seminar with them. It was awesome, and it's a small team doing a bunch of cool stuff. They're always expanding, and they are true people. If you hate, it's not just censorship at all. It's education as well, and they're expanding to other things. But if you have a moment, check them out. And if you like graphic novels and you want a couple signed graphic novels, I just picked up Preacher, signed by Garth Ennis for $50. What the hell, man? You can't even buy, like, that's volume 1, hardcover volume 1. You're hard pressed to buy hardcover volume 1 for $50 anyways. I've got, before that was the Art Spiegelman Moss hardcover signed, and I've even picked up a Bowie one signed by Mike and Laura Allred. They've had Bone, they've got Walking Dead, and Batman and Robin and Joker. There's something to sign for everyone. You don't even have to get anything. You just want to donate their money too. It's all good. But think about all the cool things that comic books brought to you, or just literacy itself really brought to you. So it's cbldf.org. And that's my plug. And as we say over here, if you have seen something that we haven't, well, again, there's like a couple million of you guys and only 3 of us. So good for you. Let us know how it is. Bye.